What if I told you Om isn't just a chant? It's actually a compressed map of consciousness, sound, and reality hidden inside one syllable. And here's the wild part. Ancient texts don't treat Om like a nice spiritual word. They treat it like a key, a way to understand the mind, the universe, and the self. Today, we're breaking down the hidden meaning behind Om using the Mandukya Upanishad, the Chandogya Upanishad, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and what modern studies say happens in your body when you chant it. Welcome to the channel where we explore ancient India, Vedic civilization, sacred symbols, temples, and historical facts that still echo through our modern world. If you love Hindu history explained, epics, and deep meanings behind ancient symbols, consider subscribing. Let's start with how the ancient texts introduce Om. The Mandukya Upanishad opens with a powerful claim, Om, this syllable is all this. It says everything in the past, present, and future is Om, and even what lies beyond time is also Om. So right away, Om isn't being presented as just a word. It's being presented as a symbol of totality. Think of it like this. If reality had a compressed file, Om would be the zip folder. Most people know Om as AUM, but what's far less talked about is that the Mandukya Upanishad doesn't stop at three sounds. It treats Om as four parts, A, U, M, and the silence that follows. This is where things get interesting. The sound A represents the waking state, the outward physical world experienced through the senses. U represents the dream state, the inner world of mind, memory, and imagination. M represents deep sleep, a state where thoughts dissolve and awareness becomes unmanifest, yet full of potential. And then comes the most hidden part, silence. The Upanishad says that beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep is a fourth state, often called turiya. Not a state you enter, but the underlying reality behind all the others. So Om isn't just sound, it's a teaching, a way to observe the movement of the mind through different states and then notice what remains when those states fall silent. Here's a fascinating detail many people miss, because this isn't just philosophy, it's phonetics. In traditional explanations, AUM covers the entire range of human speech. A begins deep in the throat, U rolls forward through the mouth, M closes at the lips. So Om symbolically contains the beginning, middle, and end of all spoken sound, almost like a sonic alphabet. Vedantic thinkers took this further and explained that Om contains the seeds of all names and forms, everything we can label, think, or speak, and silence represents what lies beyond labels. Now let's go even older. The Chandogya Upanishad links Om to Udgifa, a sacred chant used in the Samaveda tradition. It explicitly states that Udgifa itself is the pranava, or Om. In other words, Om isn't a random mantra. It's described as the essence of sacred recitation, a sound meant for focus, alignment, and contemplation. When we move into yoga philosophy, Om takes on another layer. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali refers to Om as the Vachaka, the sound symbol associated with Ishvara. But he's clear about one thing, the practice isn't just chanting. It's repeating Om while contemplating its meaning. The idea is that Om becomes a bridge, from scattered attention to steadiness to deeper inward clarity. So what does modern research say about all this? Several studies have examined short Om chanting sessions and found effects linked to relaxation and autonomic balance. For example, a study published in 2022 observed that brief Om chanting, even for around 5 minutes, was associated with increased parasympathetic activity, the nervous system's rest and digest response. Other studies have explored chanting and listening contexts and noted changes in heart rate and autonomic measures, depending on how the practice was performed. This doesn't prove cosmic claims in a laboratory, but it does show something important. Om isn't only symbolic, it also appears to be physiologically regulating for many people. So what's the real hidden meaning behind Om? It's not just good vibes, it's not just a holy sound. The Upanishads are doing something deeper. Om is a training tool, a sound that helps you notice the movement of the mind, from waking to dreaming to deep sleep, and then recognize the silent witness behind them all. In other words, Om isn't just something you say, it's something you eventually recognize. So now I'll leave you with a question. When you hear Om, Do you hear it as a sound or as a symbol of something much bigger? If you want a part two where we explore Om in temple architecture, yantras, breath discipline, and why silence is considered the final syllable, comment Aum. If you enjoyed this deep dive into ancient Hindu history, Vedic knowledge, and sacred symbolism, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.